Well, I was working on my bag and I got some of it done, but it's not perfect as you can see, so I got to fix it. Right here is not straight. Right here I have a pucker because when I made the lining, which still needs to be turned under one more time, I made the lining a little bit too small. And the reason for that is because I first sewed it right sides together, and when it's supposed to be a lining, it needs to be wrong sides together. So I need to take that out, cut another lining piece. I do have enough fabric, and I need to redo this seam. So I will be back after I fix this. Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to my floss tube. My name is Doreen and my business is Privies and Prims Needlecrafts, and mostly it's about punch needle and cross stitch. So welcome to everyone that's new, and welcome back to all those that have been here before, and I appreciate every single one of your views. I thank you for watching my videos, and I did reach my goal for my watch hours, so I appreciate all of you that watch, every single one of you. So we're going to get on to the video today. So the first thing I'm going to show you is some finishes, and this is the one I just finished it last night. I finished the stitching a while ago, but I just fully finished the pattern, and it's not Forgotten Farms, and it is a little bag to put your threads in. So it just has like a drawstring here, which I used pearl cotton, and then I lined it with this fabric. This was a little bit of a challenge for me, and it was user error totally. The first thing, as you saw in the beginning, I had to redo this part because it wasn't straight. Well, I also had the lining wrong. The lining I made too small, so then I had to take it out, the stitching, and cut a new lining, which was a little bigger. I did have, and I still have extra fabric. I think I had like a half a yard of that. So I made the lining a little bigger, and it still wasn't big enough. I'll show you close of this, but it was almost big enough. So before I got all the way around, I got inside of this part of the outside and stitched that seam up just a little bit closer. And so as you can see, I don't know how much noticeable it is, but this side curves in a little bit more than this side, which is no big deal. The opening is pretty small. Let me see, I'll measure. Diameter, it's about 3 inches across. So it's pretty small. If I was to make another one, because this is probably my favorite of everything I've made so far, and the fabric has a lot to do with it, and just the colors. But if I was to make another one, I think I would make it a little bigger. But you know, your floss doesn't take up much room, so there's room, plenty of room in here for scissors and your floss and a little needle book. So, but it would have been nice to have it a little bigger, and it could be because I don't always follow directions, so I didn't read like word by word of how far out to come and all of that. I just kind of did my own thing. So another thing that I did wrong, my brain could not wrap around the lining part. So the first time I did it, I thought I did like right sides together, and then I thought it was wrong. So when I redid it, I did wrong sides together for the lining. So I actually have, that was what was wrong. I actually have a seam there, which I zigzagged just to keep it from fraying. Now, nobody's going to see it but me, but I know it's there. So I think you are supposed to do right sides together, but then you put it in here inside out. It's just my brain was like having trouble wrapping around that. So figure that one out. You know, when you're doing that, think about that. So I just took this is just DMC pearl cotton, and I just, you know, did a running stitch around there, and then you pull it tight and tie it in a bow. But I really love it. That's the back. This is walnut stained prairie cloth. It was gifted to me, so I cannot tell you where to get it. I don't even know. I think somebody counted for me, and it was like a 22 or 24 count of threads per inch. So again, that's not Forgotten Farm. That is paper only. You cannot get it in a PDF, but it is on her Etsy shop. And I will put the link in the description down below. My next finish is this one. I just finished this today. I finished stitching a few days ago, but fully finished this today. Do you remember this black frame? I was going to put something else in it, and I didn't want to because it didn't match. It didn't have any black in it. So what I did was I put, the frame was really dull. It's a thrift store frame. And what I did was put watered down black paint, just did a wash over it, brush it on and then wipe it right off with a paper towel. And then I sprayed it with a matte finish clear spray paint just to protect it. But here it is. This is a mystery linen. I did dye it. As I showed you on the last video, I used, or maybe the video before the last, I used a tulip fabric paint, or fabric dye, I'm sorry. And it's called taupe. So the linen was gifted to me. I don't know what it is. But I'm thinking it's probably a 28 count. 28 or 32. I broke rules with this one, guys. This is the first one I've done like this. And I totally broke rules. Here's the back. Let's see, this slides off. This I'll probably remove because I can use it for something else. Or put it up here. I don't know that I'll be hanging this. I might just sit it like on a frame holder. This is, so here's my roll breaking. This is just the foam core, and I bought at Hobby Lobby a big sheet of it for $1.99. It is not museum quality. It is just cheap foam core. I don't think these are going to be like handed down through generations, so I'm not really concerned about that. I took the cross stitch itself, and I did have a couple of pieces of sticky board that I've had for years and years that I bought at a thrift store, and I couldn't find them for anything, but I don't think they were big enough anyway. So I just took a piece of that foam core and I put spray adhesive on it. So when I say I broke a rule, that is one of the rules I broke. Just Elmer's spray adhesive. And again, everybody would probably tell you not to do this because it's not museum, it's not acid free. But I figured I was making my own sticky board. So I used I just cut that board, the foam core to size, and then I sprayed it with this, and then I put the fabric on here and then turned it back. And on the back part, there was maybe about that much, and I just ran a bead of hot glue around the back to keep the backing part on. I did fold the corners, like these parts, down, and then folded the other ones over to lessen the bulk at the corners. And then if you see that trim around there, that was gifted to me in my Happy Mail. And that is, it's forest green. And that's all I know about it. It just said forest green 4 yards. I don't know where it came from or anything, but it's like a chenille. And I just ran a really thin bead of hot glue around there. Actually, this is hot glued to the fabric. The fabric background is spray adhesive attached to this. And then I put some hot glue around the back of this, which is a different piece of board, and attached it to the fabric board. And then I put a thin bead of hot glue around to attach the chenille. So all of the glue, all of the spray adhesive, I'm sure breaks all the rules. But I'm okay with it. I'm be 66 in a few weeks. So I'm not real worried about this lasting for 50 years. I'm just happy with it. I really like it. And it's good for me. And that's what matters. So that is my finishes, my fully finishes. And then I showed you this a while ago, and I needed to put the trim on it. I just today put the trim on there. And again, I just used a thin bead of hot glue. But I need to, I put a little bit of hot glue to attach the punched area. This is punch needle. And this is, I'll put it down below. I forget the name of the designer, but Vermont Folk Art, Doreen Frost Vermont Folk Art. So I still want to hand stitch just some little whip stitches around to attach the punch needle to this piece of wool. And then after I do that, I'll attach the back piece and make it into a pillow. So that one is actually, just because I had the hot glue gun already on, I thought, let me just do this because it was laying there, and that's been a couple years it's not done. Okay, my next project. This is also a very small amount of haul. This I bought from the Shepherd's Needle. You can order it online from the Shepherd's Needle. And of course, I'm going to put, well, I don't know if I'm going to put the year down there. I think I'm just going to continue that circle border around and not put a year. But this is scattered seed samplers, and this is going in my camper. You know, somebody offered to give me a pattern of a camper, and they had gotten it as a gift with another pattern. And I thanked her, but I told her I don't really have any room in my camper. It's so tiny, like I don't have wall space. So I turned it down. Well, and I don't remember who it is. I'm sorry. But I've totally forgot that, like, when you walk in the camper, because I'm always looking ahead in the camper, but to the side of me is this cabinet that my brother built for me that has my air conditioner in the top and the mini fridge in the bottom. Well, the side, when you walk into the door, the whole side there is beadboard, and it's just white painted beadboard. So that's like a whole wall section that I have to decorate. So I did put, if you remember my rabbit that I did from Not Forgotten Farm on the vertical board, the paddle, I'm going to insert a picture here of how I displayed that. And what I did is I used the Command Strip Velcro. It's a very heavy duty Velcro, and it held up fine through towing the camper home last weekend. So that's what I wanted to show you, how I displayed that. So now I know I was just totally ignoring that wall space there. So I have a little bit of space that I can put things. And just, this has the, like a teal colored, the ribbon that they're putting in the nest, and my camper is like the aqua teal colors inside. So I just thought this would be really cute, and my camper is only 6x9, and I just thought it was perfect for my camper. So this I'm going to start today, and I'm either going to do it on this one, which is coffee stained, or this one, which is the taupe that I did. And I think I'm going to do it on this one because it's just a lighter color. So again, that's a mystery linen. I don't know what it is. So, but that's what I think I'm going to stitch that on. And then the rest of my little bit of haul, I've told you before, I have a friend that she gives me patterns, and some of them I use as giveaways and some I pick for myself. So when she's finished stitching them, she just doesn't want them anymore. So we met up last week at the Quilt Guild meeting, Sewing Bee, and she let me pick from her box, and these are the ones that I picked. Now this one is, I think it's really large. It doesn't say like the finished size, but I can just feel there's multiple pages in here. It is stitch count 285 by 178. So I know it's going to be big, and I don't know if I'll ever do it, but I know that I will pull parts from it. And it's Plum Street Samplers. I will pull parts out, like the sheep and stuff, and do those in little pillows, you know, pin keeps. I may do it. Who knows? You know, I've only been doing this for 4 or 5 months, so this to me would be overwhelming. But again, I might pull parts from it. I really like it. And it says, "May goodness and mercy follow thee, and this work wrought by me." And then it says, "P. Stewart." I would probably leave that part off. So that is one that I got from her. And then this one is another Plum Street Samplers, Sew Sisters. I really like that. It's cute. So this, to me, tell me your opinion on this in the comments, because to me this looks like something you would stitch and then give to a friend that you stitch with. But I'm thinking if I do it, I just like won't put the Sew Sisters word at the bottom because it would be for me. So tell me your opinion on that. Would you do it as a gift for someone, or would you put the words on there if it was just for you? Let me know what you think about that. So my camper stitch. You know, I started the Christmas one, the one I just showed you in the frame. Oh, that, by the way, is a Teresa Kogut pattern. This one is Teresa Kogut. I have looked around, and I know the pattern is here, and I cannot find it. So I'm just going to insert a picture of it, but I think I bought it at the Jingle Ball last year at Christmas time. which information for that. I got an email the other day. They're already planning the next Jingle Ball. Let me know in the comments. Do you go to that? Did you do it last year? I'm not super crazy about Zoom meetings, and that's pretty much what it was. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do it again. I probably will, just because I'm going to be afraid I'm going to miss something great. So I'll probably do it. But that's where I bought that pattern at, and I'll just have to insert a picture. So that was supposed to be my camper stitch, and I picked it as a Christmas pattern so that I didn't have to rush it because I'm not always camping. So like I'm going next weekend, and then I might not go for another month. So if I'm just going to leave something in the camper, I wanted it to be something I didn't need right away, like for summer decorating or something. Well, I decided not to leave it there. I just wanted to bring it home and keep stitching. So I am a monogamous stitcher, and I completed it this week and then fully finished it today. So now I had to pick another camper project. So this is the one. This was in my not happy mail, but stitchy kindness that someone gave me. A Stacy Nash pattern. And I think it's probably Christmas. It says pine trees, and it's got the horse, and I guess it could be year round. It's got a peacock on the roof, and it's got pine trees and a horse, and it just says Pine Tree Farm Pin Keep. So this is the one I've chosen to leave in the camper. It doesn't really have a season. And this is another mystery. You can see it's a very loose weave. It almost looks like burlap, but I'm just not. It was gifted to me, and it's got this, it's like they cut something off the end here. It's a very open weave, but it is a very large weave. I did count it, but I don't remember what it was. So this is something I think I can do at the camper without a magnifier light. I don't even think I'll need a light. I think I can sit outside and work on this because it's such a large weave. So I've got the threads ready, and I've got this kitted up. What I am going to change is the trees are kind of a brown color she calls for, and I'm doing a green, a very muted green. And then the house is kind of a gray. It looks blue in the picture, but the actual thread color is kind of a gray. And so I picked a more blue color for the house, and that's what I'm changing. So I have that kitted up, and that'll be left in the camper for me to work on. And hopefully I will be good this time and actually leave it there. So next thing I want to talk about is giveaways. And last week I had a giveaway, and it was this pattern, this bird pattern. And the winner for that is Joy, and this is her name. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but Balagia. And so, Joy, you need to get in touch with me by email. It's priviesandprims@yahoo.com. And you need to send me your shipping address, and I will get that in the mail to you. So congratulations on that, on the winning that to Joy. And this week's giveaway, I have a wool applique, a punch needle, and a cross stitch. So I'm covering everybody no matter what craft you do. So the giveaway rules on my channel are you have to be a public subscriber, and that means that I need to be able to look at your channel, and everybody has a channel. If you have an account, you have a channel, whether you do videos or not. So if you go on your channel, on your account, it'll say, I think the tab says channels, and I can look and see if you're publicly subscribed. I will see that my channel is there. And then I can verify that you're a public subscriber, because I do the giveaways in appreciation for my subscribers and for watching. So I really appreciate you all, and that's why I do it. And I love to share them. So I do need to verify that. There is a video on my community tab. If you scroll down on there, there's a video that shows you how to change your settings so that they're public. And that will help you a lot. Okay, also, I only ship to the USA because of shipping charges. And you must be 18 because I have to ask for your mailing address. So please don't use the words giveaway or win or anything like that, because then the trolls come in. So the question today and this is for the giveaways, or even if you're not interested in the giveaways. My question today is, when you finish punching or stitching something or doing wool applique, well, wool applique is different because when you finish it, it's finished. But when you do punch needle or cross stitch, when you're finished, do you fully finish it right away, or do you just put it in a pile or put it in a drawer and then like it just stacks up? Or do you fully finish them? Like mine, I pretty much fully finish them after they're done because I want to display them. I want to see it and enjoy it. So tell me in the comments, which one do you do? There's no judging. Everybody does their own thing. And I have a friend that does tons and tons of punch needle, and they're just in a pile because she keeps waiting to figure out ways to finish them. And she just enjoys doing the punching. And I don't think she's really worried about displaying them. And I know some people are like that with the cross stitch. They just like the process and they're not worried about displaying them. So here's the giveaways. This is the cross stitch, and it's called A Contented Heart. And I don't know the designer. Let me pull this out and look. Okay, it's You and I and Friends is the designer. So I always want to give the designer credit. So this is the cross stitch that I'm giving away today. And if you are interested in that, put the word house because it's a little house. And then for punch needle, we will use the keyword heart. And this is from Not Forgotten Farm. And one says sweet and one says true blue. And I forget what the third one is. It's hard to read on here and I'd have to open it up to see it. But that's the pattern for that. And that is Not Forgotten Farm, and that is a punch needle pattern. So for that one, use the keyword heart. And then for wool applique, I bought this many years ago. It's Blackberry Primitives, and I never made it. So this is totally unused. Use the keyword owl, singular word owl. And this is made with like a velveteen, and the whole pattern is there. And my hope is that people will take these that want to make them and not like do resale, but of course I have no control of that. I just want to give them to people, but I do hope that people are going to make them and enjoy them. So again, my full finishes. So this is the thread bag from Not Forgotten Farm. And this is the cross stitch from Teresa Kogut. So I love this one. So if you enjoyed this today and you're not a subscriber, please do consider subscribing. It's totally free. And then if you hit the little notification bell, it will message you or somehow notify you when I have a new video post. I try to do a new flosstube every Sunday afternoon or evening. And that doesn't always work out because sometimes I'm going to be camping and busy, like next weekend. So I'm not sure. Next week may be on Monday, not this coming Monday, but the following one, because I will be camping next weekend. So this is it for today. I thank you everybody for watching. Happy stitching, happy punching, and don't forget to answer the question. Tell me, do you just like the process, or do you finish them right away so that you can put them out and enjoy them? Bye, everybody. I'll see you next time.